passports and British passports. Located in the Valmore building in Castries, Baywalk Mall, and upstairs Chanel's Pizza in Vieux Fort. Contact us at telephone number 453-1359 or 455-0358. Baywalk Mall 572-1359. WhatsApp us at 285-2359 or 285-1774.
Travel and leisure cut me in the sky.
Boy. All right. Good morning. I trust that you guys are hearing me and you're hearing me quite clearly. If you're on Facebook, you should be hearing me even clearer than you heard me last week, Tuesday. While I see you on there, Desha, Stephanie, good morning. Gianni, good morning to you guys. So all I need you to do is give me a thumbs up and let me know that you're hearing me clearly on Facebook. All right, that's all I need to do. Send it in the comments, or you could send it right there on our WhatsApp platform, 725-2455. There you go. So you're hearing me clearly on Facebook also. So good morning to those of you who are already here. I hope you like the scent that I'm wearing this morning. As usual, I go in and I choose, perfume for you guys in the morning. So I really hope you like it. This morning I'm wearing Scandal. I'm wearing Scandal from Japol. Symbol Japol Gautier, from Japol. I'm wearing Scandal. So I hope you like it. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah. Wait, Cosmos give me a thumbs up. And he has sent no signal, he sent thumbs up. As a matter of fact, Cosmos, what I want to do is ask you, do you like what you hear better today than you did last Tuesday? That's the next thing. Wow. Kelly says, good morning. You're perfectly clear. I appreciate you guys. Leila, good morning. Good morning to everybody in here this morning. Told you it was coming. It's coming, and more to come. Let me tell you, in about 2 Tuesdays from now, when you all say you're going to be ooh-ahs and ooh-ahs, well, I shouldn't say 2 Tuesdays when I can get it perfectly enough. Okay, this morning, let's move on. Dudubs, look you, morning. This morning, I want to highlight a conversation with a buddy. He may come on here. Vivian, good morning. He may come on here this morning. But we were having, one of our guy talks, and I posed the question. We were talking about somebody. Now I'm not gonna mention him because you probably know. One time we're talking about his people, like my person, his people, So that's how we talk. All right, boy, my people really give. And he started talking. Morning, Vivian. He started talking about little issues that is having that person, because we cannot talk about just about anything. And he starts speaking about these little issues that he's been having, and boy, to me she can do better than that, and just little things that I see, and in my mind that girl could have done that instead and that instead. And I know me, I know how I can be sometimes also. This morning, I know how I can be sometimes also. I can be very picky, I can be very spoiled, I can be, I can also be very difficult, and not difficult in about we spoiled more or less. And he was going on, and I said to him, I asked him, bro, you ever sat and wondered whether you would date you? He paused. What Bobby Show you telling me? I say, what Bobby Show you telling me there? I said, seriously, you ever stopped and tried to figure out if you did if you are up for grabs and you were looking, if you were out there up for grabs and you were looking for somebody to be with, would you date you? He paused. And I'm thinking the same damn thing myself. Would you date you? And I'm asking you that question, would you date you? Many times we in relationships and we don't realize how difficult we are as human beings. We never realize that. And can you honestly and safely say in your relationship or as an individual right now, if I were looking for someone to date, I would date me. And the only person you can be honest with is you. Some of us are very difficult. Some of us find everybody to blame for everything but us. But would you ever sit back and take stock of you and figure out, would I date me? Am I easy to deal with? Do I bring a world of good? Some people, all you come with, especially, and don't take my neck for it, but especially the young ladies now, all you really come with, and this is harsh, Money Mandy, and this is harsh, all you really come with is a pretty face. That's it. A pretty face. You look good, you're sexy, you can wear clothes well. Alright? You make clothes look good, as a matter of fact. And that's it. Would you date you? If that's all a man is bringing to the table, would you date him? Hey, he looks good. Not bad looking at all. Yeah, he wears clothes well, drives a nice car. Would you date that man? Alright? So this is the flip side, Monenali. This is the flip side. Would you date you if you know that all you bring into the table is a pretty face, a good looking self, alright, you dress really well, and a bad attitude? Mark said she would date her. What makes you think you would date you? Some of you come in and you're quite argumentative. You know, you're very moody. Would you want that from a partner? All right. And I'm having this conversation here so that people would take stock of what they do. Because many times when things happen, when somebody withdraws, when somebody is no longer talking, that person is generally the one with the problem. That's who we turn around and blame. When this person no longer want to say to you, hey, this hurts. That is what I'm feeling. This is what's going on with me. Because every time they come to you, then it's a problem. You're upset or you're too busy to listen. You don't want to hear them and all of that. I mean, think about it. If this is what you're doing to them, ask yourself that question. Would I like me in a relationship? The moment you start thinking, I yelled at them a couple hours ago, or they came to me feeling sad and I didn't really want to talk. I was in a bad mood. All right. You know, I have a pretty bad attitude. I'm pretty sexy, but I'm lazy. I don't want to work. Okay. Would you go out on a date with you when you sit there and you think of all of that? Many people, I guarantee you, if they take stock of themselves, especially if you're in a relationship where you're always in a back and forth. That's why I always say to you, we're quick to blame everybody in every situation. How many of you, after an argument, take time off to analyze that argument, not to go back and call the person and say, well, this is what happened when you called me, and no, forget that. How many of you actually stop and decide, boy, we had an argument there. What part did I have to play in it? What did I do to cause this argument? And then further to this, did I do anything to end the argument? Did I do anything to put a stop to an argument that could lead to our detriment? Did I do anything to stop it? Am I doing anything now? Am I doing anything now to stop this argument or to make things better for my partner. I'm complaining bitterly. You're not doing this. You're no longer doing that. You're no longer. Did I ever ask, why are you no longer doing this? Why do you not come to me with your problems anymore? Why is it that before I say this, then boom, it brings an argument? Do you ever take time out to do this? Do you ever take stock of yourself? We can go out there and say anything to anybody about, oh, this is who I am and that is what I am. The person you will not be able to hide from is yourself. You're going to sit in a dark room. Kelly said, so would I. And there you go. You're going to sit in a dark room and be with just you. And that is the one person you cannot get away from. Someone says, I would date me with continuous work to make me better holistically. And that, my friend, is honest. That, my friend, is probably one of the most honest answers I'm going to get today. Because many people don't understand we are not perfect. And many times we enter another relationship and we want to bring in that baggage or those red flags. We want to bring it with us, or we want to treat that person how we treated our last relationship. And you're going in, and I mean, think about this. Take your time and think about it. 10 relationships later, nobody stayed, or you didn't stay with anyone. And you saying to me honestly that you don't think you have any part to play in your breakups? You're saying to me you're the perfect individual? You're the only one doing everything right? And everyone around you, they're wrong? Is that what you're saying to me? This is impossible. 10 relationships later, there must be an issue with you. Maybe you're pretty lousy at choosing people, but the trouble, that's what you're attracted to, so you keep choosing the wrong people. It could very well be that. All right, maybe all along you're thinking you're cooking. Let's just put it down as cooking. Cooking. Let's talk about cooking in every sense. Okay? Cooking and eating. In every sense. All right, maybe you think you're doing it right, and that's probably the issue, you know. But it says, good morning, Superman. Happy motivational Tuesday. I like that. And thanks for the reasoning. You're welcome. All right. Maybe that's what you're doing wrong. Maybe you're not in there. Maybe your fuse is too short. Maybe you don't listen to understand and bring reasoning to the conversation. It could very well be that. All right. You listening to defend, to respond. That's what you're listening for. And this is terrible. Trust me when I tell you this is terrible. And sometimes you need work. And that's right. None of us, we're not perfect. And we deal with different characters, no matter what similarities you may come across. When you enter another relationship, it is something new. Every time you enter a new relationship, clean the damn slate. All right? And that is why I always advise you, before you enter a relationship, take time with you. Before you enter another relationship, take time and get to know you. Many of you are not familiar with yourselves. Many of you do not even know your triggers. When it happened. And you're not thinking 10 relationships later and everybody's saying, me as a girl is a beautiful girl. Or well and truly, real nice, you know, very supportive and thing. But me and Damon, everything is a problem for Damon. Everything I do, Or that girl that said, you know what happened? With everything, I can depend on her to do that. But before anything, that girl want to quarrel. That girl, nobody takes stock of that. Take your time. You get out of a relationship. Think of what you're doing wrong or what you did wrong 10 relationships ago. Take your time and look into you. Find out. Take yourself on a date. Would I go out on a date with me? Let me check. Take you out on a date and do the things that you want to do on a date. Do the things that you like to do. As a matter of fact, try eating the food you want to eat and see if you can afford it. And if now... If now you cannot afford the food you'd like to eat, do not put unnecessary pressure on somebody to buy that food for you. Okay? I'm serious. I'm serious about it. Would I take me out on a date? Would I love me on a date? If you're going to go out with you, bring you out and dine the way you would like to dine. And be as hard on you as you are going to be on your next date. Okay, and see how this works, Giselle Morning. And see how this works, all right? Because you went on a date. Would you be as hard on you, or would you say, well, boy, me, I care for that today, so let me eat that. That is just as nice. And those are the things we don't look at. Those are the little things that we don't look at, all right? You go on a date, someone says, well blessed from Indonesia, good word. I appreciate you, Lawrence, all right? All right? You think about what I'm saying here. You go out on a date. You can't afford it. And you're easy on you. You're thinking, well, I can't do that. But you're going to go out with somebody's child. They cannot afford that. And all of a sudden, that's a bum. Who's the real bum there? Okay? That's a part of the relationship you need to fix. Okay? Go to the places you love. Fall in love with you. All right, and then reintroduce you. Okay, that's the thing. Many times you don't go to renew you. Renew you. This is what I like. This is what I'm going to put up with. This is what I'm going to tolerate. And this is where my threshold is. This is what I'm not going past. This is my boundary. Learn it. Learn what you can take and get better at what you're not good at. I know I like my alone time, and with a relationship, I realize I'm going to have to share that sometimes, you know, and all of that. Am I willing to do that? Have I been doing that? Have I been good to that person who is now fed up and not talking to me and going out and not coming to me and coming home, you know, late enough to fall asleep because you know what happened? I really cannot tolerate anything. I don't want the stress. I don't want that. So I'm going to come home and I'm going to spoon. I'm going to love you. I'm going to hold you. This is where we're at. But guess what? I didn't want to come to hear you argue. Did you fix yourself? You see, many times, I'm sure, somebody will walk onto you right now and say to you, what do you want? What would you like to make life complete? And you will be stumped. Some of you will be all over the world. And the first thing, me, I just want to pay all my bills, and I want money, and I want this, and I want that. So that's how some of you are going to be. All right? Me, boy, just money, boy. Just give my money. Let me know that. Boom, boom, boom. And that's it. How many of you can actually say what will make you happy? Let me clear it up for you. Money will make you comfortable. Money will, in some instances, you will be happy. And no make that thing about money can buy you happiness. It will not buy happiness, but it'll make you more comfortable, and by extension, you'll be happy. You understand? Because even in a relationship, you have more money, you're in a problem. All right? But my reality is, it will get you to a certain point. You'll be comfortable. You'll be happy enough. You'll be able to put your happiness out because you're taking care of this and all of that. Okay, that's fine. But how many of you can safely say, I would like a relationship where we speak to each other about any and everything? As a matter of fact, if I'm in the I know this is studio, you can call it studio if you want, but if I'm in the toilet and I'm doing number 1, 2, or 3, figure out what phrase. If I'm doing number, if I'm doing the one, you can come in there and have a conversation with me. You understand what I'm saying? How many of you can say, this is what's going to make you happy? How many of you can say that a little drive every now and then, this is good? How many of you can say conversation, deep conversation will make me happy? Many of you don't even know that. Many of you don't even know who you are. But you put unnecessary pressure on an individual to do right by you. But you can't even understand what right is. You can't even understand the fact that somebody is loving you the best way they can because they're guessing. And you can't even correct them. You can only get upset because you don't even know you well enough. How many of you actually take stock of yourselves? So the next time you're going to put pressure on somebody out there, think, would I be okay with that? Did I cause that? Was it something I carried with me from another relationship? Someone says some of us don't understand ourselves, but we want someone else to understand us, and that's real. You know, that is real. How many of you actually decided, I'm going to go seek help because I need to speak to somebody before a relationship? How many of you have actually offered somebody the gift of helping you out? But you can't, because if you do that, you'd have to openly admit that you are wrong in certain situations. And that's a tough pill to swallow for many people. Very hard. Okay? Because if you look at somebody and say, hey, listen, I need your help. I need you to guide me. I need to know how to treat you better. I need to know where I'm going wrong. Talk to me. I'm willing to listen, and not just listen because, boy, that's a way for you to apologize. Stop apologizing and coming back and doing the same thing. Don't, because at some point, your apology means nothing. At some point, your apology will just come out like words that you learned. We all learned, if you hit somebody, they may not like it, to get up and say, I'm sorry. All right, that's it. You did something to somebody, hurt their feelings, I'm sorry. The fact that you're going to come back and do it over and over and over, you didn't learn. You don't appreciate that person. Teach me about, I would rather you fix what you did, and in some instances just do better by me, than for you to come over and say to me, I'm sorry, and then you come back to do the same thing. It changes how I feel about you. And this is not unique to me. Like I said to you all, I'm not the guru on this. You know, this is just relationship, how you say, experience speaking, you know. Morning Pinky Pinks, you know. And that's what I'm saying. You know, sometimes, instead of saying sorry, just do better. Do better. We all think when we're sorry, it's just words. Words. Much like I love you. Words. Show me that you love me. Morning, Alina. Show me that you love me. Show me that you're sorry. Show me that you're there for me. Show me that you have my back. Don't just say it. Many people say I got your back until it's really time to have my back. Are you that person in a relationship? Would you date you? If someone introduces you to yourself, that ringing, I wonder what going on your bum. If someone introduces you to yourself, would you be okay going out with you? Would you be okay sleeping with you? Would you be okay spending the rest of your life with you? Some of you are going to come on here and lie. Some of you are going to come on here and say, yeah, but I'm perfect. And that's already the problem. You see? I respect more someone who says I'm a work in progress. I respect more someone who even says, you know, hey, garbage in, garbage out. You know, you bring it for me. And probably that's not even the best solution, but I respect you more for that because you're open, you're honest. All right? For me, and I've always said it to you, you need to become a better you, not for somebody else. Too many times you sit here working on becoming a better you for this relationship. I am becoming a better me because of this relationship. I want this to happen and I want that to happen and I want this to happen. God forbid something goes wrong. What will you do now? Go and get to be a better you for the other relationship? How many you can there be? How many of you? How many times can you become a better you for a relationship? Because if you're becoming a better you for a relationship, then that's not genuinely you. This is you accommodating something that probably you don't want to do anyway, which is why I'm saying to you, get to know you, get to know what exactly, get to know what you love, what you don't love, what you will tolerate, how far you will go as an individual. Well, I like that, but I'm willing to tolerate that in my life. Not I'm willing to tolerate that for you. Okay? Now, if you come in here fixed, not already broken, and the other person would walk in also having done their own work on themselves, then you work on a proper relationship. Two whole people, not near perfect, but whole people now creating something beautiful. Not a piece here, and I come in, but oh my God, the last time this had happened to me, I was in that relationship and I go through all of that, and instead you bring that, instead you do that for me so that I will feel better. No, it's not my damn job. No. Stay out of a relationship if you're that broken that you think somebody is supposed to jump in a relationship with you and fix it. Stay out of it. Okay, fix you. Do what's best for you. Love you. Get to know you. Get to know how bright the red ought to be before you say, okay, goodbye. Get to know you. Okay? The moment this happens, this is going to be a beautiful union. You see, because on the first interview, and like I say, interview, you're going to be so good with you. You're going to set out all your boundaries from early. You see? You're going to take your time and set out those boundaries. At the first interview, and yeah, this is what the relationship is. The very first outing, it's an interview. And I was listening to something and that was so perfect. You know, a guy said, on your first date, don't impress anybody, don't bring anybody to no big place, and don't distract that person. Okay? Take her for a drive, go to the beach, sit somewhere, just the two of you. Interview one another. Get to know one another. All right? Lay it down from early. So what do you like? And don't try to match what that person likes. It is beautiful if you two have something in common. Woohoo! It is even better if you can say, well, yeah, but I like that, and I like that, and I like that. And the two of you now, you know what you like. Okay? So here I am trying to do something good for you based on what you like. Okay? And if you don't like something, say it from the get-go. Say it from the get-go so that nobody thinks I'm making her happy or I'm making him happy by doing this and that and that. But guess what? Guess what happened? That person doesn't even like that. But you didn't take some time out because you like that. You figure, I'm going to do that for you because I like it, so you're supposed to like it because we're together. Nah. Interview. Lay down. Start going out. At some point in the relationship, when you get to a certain point, certain things start to reveal themselves. So what do you do at this point? Revisit the damn contract. Let's have a sit down. Talk about what you're noticing that you didn't know in the beginning before it gets into something crazy. You know, well, I've noticed this and that and that and that. And say how you feel about it. I didn't like it when this happened. Okay, because the person may not have noticed it. That person didn't do anything malicious. They were just being themselves. And when now you say it to them, they turn around and say to you, boy, me, that's how I am. So, I mean, at that point, you know you should part ways before things get further and deeper. Okay? Or they turn around and say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. This is, you know, I have that little habit sometimes, and just pull me up. When you realize I'm doing it, pull me up. That's somebody willing to do some work, you know, on themselves to become a better person. And if you're going to change it just because you want a good review and this is not you and you like what you do, then you're in for a hell of a damn ride. Okay? I can go on and on and on. But at the end of the day, somebody says, trying to be a person who warms others' hearts, you know, and if you're a person striving to warm others' hearts, it means you have to become a warm person. Okay? You cannot have ice and try to bring heat. You must become a warm person yourself. Okay? You must be that. Stop selling something to people just because you want them to like you. And I've said that to you guys before. If you keep selling something just to fit in, then they don't like you anyway. They will never like you because that's not the real you. They like what you're selling. The minute you show the real you, that's not who they fell in love with. Okay? That's all there is to it. So, reality of the situation is, some of you need to date yourselves. And some of you are already in relationships. Take some time. Take a pen and a paper. Write all the good stuff about you. And write all the bad stuff about you. Write down every single bad habit that you have. And be honest with you. Habits that you have that if somebody else did to you, you would not like it. Try that. That's your road to becoming a better person. A better person, not for a relationship. Remember that today. Stop trying to get better when you get into a relationship for your boyfriend, your girlfriend, that person you just meet. I'm going to try that and that and that because no. Heal first. Don't come in there and expect that person to be your doctor, your healer. Nah. Go in almost whole. Or at least whole. From your perspective. That's right. That's exactly what I said. You can't be ice and expect that. Somebody to warm you up. Nah. They're going to melt you. You're not fitting in. Okay? So all you do now is work on you. And even though you're already in a relationship, guys, you can work on you. You can become a better person. And you know what would happen though? I'm going to be very straight with you. When you start becoming a better person, you may even lose that relationship. Yeah. I'm telling you. So be prepared for that. Take time, or that relationship might thrive. It will get better because that person will be now drawn to you again. The honeymoon will start all over. That person, wow, wow, wow. I'm loving this. They may not say anything, but they may start back talking to you. They may come home and open up to you. They may call you when something is going wrong because they know you're actually showing that you got their back. Okay? So, take time to know you. Go out on a date with you. Take you for a couple of drives or walks. Take photos of nature. Write down what you think you need to change. Take stock when an argument happens. Go back. Think of how you could have done better. Stop thinking of who's to blame or who won the argument. Because in a relationship, nobody actually wins the argument. Okay? Take a step back. What could I have done better? What did I do to cause the argument? What did I do to end the argument? What did I do to make the relationship better after the argument? And that's what it is. Somebody says your whole body and mind would change with the changes we make. There you go. All right, I appreciate you. Have a wonderful and blessed Tuesday. All right, and don't forget, you can always listen live. I'm on viberadio.com. Just hit the listen live. I'm on the radio till about 10. All right, and every Tuesday we go live with our Real Talk. But we do have Real Talk Monday to Friday. On the radio, 92.9 FM in the north, 100.9 FM in the south, and viberadio.com. Listen live or tune in, or Radio Garden and major radio app. We're right there, VYB, Vibe Radio. Real Talk brought to you with the kind compliments of Caribbean Metals Limited, Sea Island Cotton Shop, Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited, and the Travel and Leisure Center. All right, tomorrow, hopefully we have a guest in for the Travel and Leisure Center. We're going to be talking about the UK ETA, all right, the electronic travel authorization that's required by St. Lucians now to enter the UK. All right, guys, so keep it locked. I'm out. I'm back on the radio. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and don't forget, take care of you. Learn you. I appreciate you. I'm out.